Chivalries, we live, bitch. Ah. Hey, you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Shervon Renee, coming to you with some tea, honey, some tea, some craziness. Like, I'm sure by the title of the video, a lot of you guys have seen the R. Kelly documentary. Talking about how he's imprisoned these girls, how he's molested and have video and still doing his thing, you know what I mean? It's very sad and very unfortunate that society thinks this is okay. The fact that these girls are still living in this home, still being held hostage, still having trauma from the ones who got out, for them being exposed to things that they shouldn't have at such a young age. You know what I mean? Like, when I was 12, 13, I was running around up and down the street, not knowing or caring about sex, you know what I mean? And just the fact that because he has money and he has a camp that has helped him get away with this for so long, you know what I mean? And I feel they should be prosecuted too. They should be, the fact, you know what I'm saying? The fact that they were willingly going to get these girls, they predators too. You know what I'm saying? So one major thing that did stick out to me in the videos were his brother Carey saying that he was molested, saying they both were molested, and then the clip of R. Kelly saying he wasn't molested when he was a young kid and he didn't want to express what was. So I went out looking and I found it. Come to find out, it was his sister. Their one and only sister, oldest sister, the oldest child out of all four of them, was sitting there molesting them. You know what I mean? And it's not okay. It's not okay whatsoever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop a couple of the clips from the video. If you want to see the interview for yourself, it is like an hour-long interview. So, and that was from Unwind with Tasha K. I will put the link below of the full interview, and I'll let y'all see for yourself, and then I'll come back after and give you what I think in closing, and let's just see.
Surprisingly, you guys were both, your brother R. Kelly and you, Carey Kelly, were molested by your own sister.
Yes.
Teresa.
Yes.
Okay, can you... we got a lot to unwind here because I want to understand, like, how old were you when this first happened?
I was around 6 years old.
6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how old was your sister at the time?
Well, she's 9 years older than me. She had to be about maybe 15.
15 years old.
Yes.
Oh, how many siblings do you guys have total between all of you?
It's 4 of us.
It's 4. So
yes.
it's 3 boys and 1 girl.
Yes.
Okay, and so were all of your brothers molested as well by your sister, or just you and R. Kelly?
I'm not sure about Bruce.
He won't talk about it?
He never talked about it. And then he's like maybe 2 years younger than her. So Bruce is the second oldest.
Okay, so it was different.
So it's a little different. So it's like they neck and neck when it comes to age, pretty much. Me and Robert is the babies when it came to my sister.
Now, how old were you? And you said you were 6. How old was your brother at the time?
I can't. I say he's 4 years older than me.
Oh,
so
he was 10.
He was 10, somewhere around in that area right there. Because I really didn't notice right away when Robert was being held in the house.
Oh,
so I can't remember like when that took place, but it had to be probably before I turned 7. I noticed that he was in the house, and I get to go outside now.
Now, where was Bruce when all this was taking place?
Well, Bruce never stayed in the house.
He was always gone.
He was always, no, she would let him go outside as well. But see, Bruce never got in trouble. Like me and Robert, we have done something in my sister's mind to the point where that was an excuse for y'all. You on punishment.
It's interesting. A lot of parents right now, and I hate to bring this up, are fighting because they said that their daughters are trapped in a house. And so when you look at everything that your brother is being accused of and the conversations that you and I have had, they kind of mimic some of the same things that your sister did to you. And I kind of want you to explain a little bit of that to the viewers, what you're comfortable
Approached me. This is before it actually happened. So she told me to come in a room with her. This is the first time that she attempted to touch me. She told me to come in a room with her. And when I came in the room, she was in a robe.
Okay.
And she opened up her robe, and she didn't have anything on up under the robe. And she told me to come over to her. Excuse me. And as a kid in my mind, I'm confused because I know this my sister. I'm 6. I know this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And she's way older than me. And first I thought she was playing. But she would, she was insisting on me coming over to her. So I was hesitant, and so she grabbed my arm. And she took my hand and started rubbing it on her private part. And I started crying, and I guess that kind of scared her. Mm-hmm. And so she told me to just go back in the living room. And that was the first time that she attempted to test the waters. The next time, I tried to find a way, to tell my mom in a way where she wouldn't be looking at me like I done something wrong. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I told my mom, I said, I said, do you have to go to work? I remember asking her that.
At 6 years old.
Do you have to go to school? Oh. Can you stay home today?
Wow.
And she said, no, baby, I can't stay home. I have to do these things to provide a roof over y'all head. And I have to do these things to make sure that y'all comfortable and y'all straight. And she was like, what's wrong, baby? I miss you. And so as a kid, it was a call out for help, mm-hmm. But in my way, it was like sending a bat signal, about a week later.
Okay, this is after the first incident.
This is after the first incident.
Okay.
And maybe about a week later, she told me to stay in the house. And this time she was more aggressive. Oh. She was more aggressive to the point where she just...
Take your time.
She took my face, and I'm short at the time, and she brought me into the room from the living room, and she had the robe on again, and she sit on the bed. And she just grabbed my head like this. And she just took my head and put it down by her private part. And wow. She told me to lick her private parts. So of course I didn't know what I was doing.
At 6 years old.
6 years old, and she was like, stick your tongue out, lick it hard, lick it fast.
She's giving you
instructions, and I just started crying, and
you were crying while this was.
And then she went down and started. She started. Thank you. She went down and she started giving me oral sex with her mouth. Even as a kid, I'm knowing this wrong, and I'm not condoning this. Human nature, yeah. So of course I'm erected
at 6.
At 6, and she laid down on her back and she grabbed me, and she tried to like make me lay on her, but I was kind of like fighting to lay on her. So she turned around and laid me down, and she sat on me, and she took her hand and she grabbed my private part, and she put it in.
Wow. And this went on for how long?
It had to be about maybe 6 years.
6 years. And your mom never.
She never knew.
Now she's passed. She's since passed away. Did she know before her passing?
I never found the courage to tell her. I never found the strength to tell her what was happening to me. I regret that. I regret that now.
I know it's hard for you to come forward and share something personal like this, especially dealing with a family member that is still living, like you and Teresa. You still talk.
I haven't talked to Teresa since I haven't seen her since my mom died in '93.
Oh wow. Okay.
The last time I spoke with my sister, my son had got shot. I was on the news at Christ Hospital. Because at the time I thought that the police was bogus, and so I involved the media.
Okay.
So when I did that, my sister saw it on the news that her nephew had got shot. My son had me believing that they tried to rob him because he was R. Kelly nephew.
Oh.
So as a father, I'm not trying to hear nothing from the police. So I'm not trying to battle them. So I went to the news to expose them. But the whole truth of the matter is that ain't how it went down. So when it was news coverage on that, she saw it on the news and she actually called the hospital.
Oh.
And that was the first time that I heard her voice in 20 years, almost 20 years.
How did it make you feel?
Eerie. Back in a kid, man, state. I'm here trying to powerless. Like she called and the nurse said, "Are you Carey?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Someone is on the phone for you." There was a lot of people calling the hospital because they seen the coverage on the news, and so I asked the nurse who it was, and said, "Your sister." She said, "She's your sister."
Oh.
And so it was like the Green Mile, walking to the phone, to go to the phone, to pick the phone up and actually speak to her. And when I did finally speak with her, she asked me, was Braille okay? She seen it on the news, and she's praying for him and things of that nature. And she told me that I couldn't help but tell her, Teresa, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you calling, checking on my son, but I just want to let you know that I forgive you.
Oh. Take your time.
I forgive you for what you done to me. And the biggest blowback with that is we all human beings and nobody's perfect.
How did she react when you told her you forgive
She
her?
said, I don't know what you're talking about.
She denied it.
She denied it. She said, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, I forgive you for molesting me as a kid. I remember everything. And I just want you to know that I forgive you because you're my sister. She told me do not call her. Do not contact her. And it's been that way for years since my son was shot and she called that hospital. I feel like she molested me again.
In that moment.
In that moment, I felt like it was more mental than physical this time. Because it's almost like my mama's favorite saying was, don't piss on my face and tell me it's rain. If it's piss, I can adjust and adapt to that. The fact that you told me, hey, I did this and I didn't mean to do it. But the fact that she acted like I was having nightmares to get these memories and it never happened. It was all in a dream is what it set me back.
Especially with all the recent allegations and the allegations of him impregnating a cousin of yours, of you all. I know he probably views incest very different, but from what we spoke about on the phone, and I know you don't know much, but you do believe that Teresa touched him as well.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because like I said, I can't say I wasn't there the same time that Robert was there, like in the house where I can actually see. I know what was happening to me. And I know that when I got to go outside, I was so glad. And he couldn't.
We heard a source that's been, who's been in contact with him, that he's willing to release the girls and go to therapy if he is not charged. That's the deal that he made in preparations of trying to go to Africa and live in Africa. And what do you think about all that? Just hearing.
Well, I mean,
me say that.
My thing is this: if the authorities make a deal like that with him, they crazier than the fish with titties in a thong in a strip club.
So you believe your brother needs to go to jail?
I believe that something needs to.
Yep. So that's crazy, y'all. Like just watching it again, like, cause I keep watching like the clips that I have. Like I keep watching the clips. Like it's just super sad that your sister anybody, your sister, your family, in their situation, their sister could fix herself to touch her brothers, you know what I mean? And to take advantage of them and to expose them to things that they shouldn't be exposed to. And since she was exposed to it, you know, well, she's since she's done this, you know, that means somebody did this to her, you know? So it's sad all around. It's a very, very sad and unfortunate situation. But it doesn't make an excuse because you know it was wrong. And for the fact that he continued, you know, instead of him getting help, he took his frustration on what was done to him onto these girls. But again, it's not an excuse. You know it was wrong. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just sad. Like, because now I'm thinking like, I wonder who did it to her. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I knew when I found out like he was hot, like mistreating these girls, and I knew it was a girl that messed with him. You know what I mean? Because if it was, I don't know, it just the gut told me it was a girl. I didn't think it was gonna be his sister though. That shocked the hell out of me. Like, I really did not see that one coming. So, yeah. Parents, like, let me just, parents, and, sorry, my nose is running, but parents, get your babies, hold your babies close, teach your babies that people are not supposed to touch them, that their body is sacred, and let them make you, your kids should be comfortable to tell you any and everything. If they fart, they be like, ooh, I mean, I fart, you know what I'm saying? Saying it in jokingly way, but serious. You know what I mean? Like, your kids should feel comfortable enough to tell you any and everything that's going on with them. And you know what I mean? And they should know right from wrong, and the things that shouldn't be happening to them. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna just leave it. Right here. You know, hold your babies. You know, hopefully, it sickens me that R. Kelly said he will release the girls if he won't get in trouble. Like, you're gonna get in trouble. Like, you should have been in trouble. Like, there's no way from that first time you did what you did, and the video was out. There's no way that you should have been walking the ground that you're walking now. But most definitely now, no. You should be under the jail, if not in the grave. Because you're a pedophile. You're a pedophile. And then looking back at the movie, at the documentary and the songs that you wrote, you're telling on yourself. Like, you're telling on yourself. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If I said anything to offend anybody, I'm sorry, but right is wrong. Right is right, wrong is wrong, period. Period. Like, he should be in trouble. I don't care. I can care less about the songs he's made. I can care less. I can care less. So, I love you guys. As always, love, peace, and hair grease. And I'll see you on next video.